So selling a player in FC25. For instance, you will get offers received on players that are not even on the list. But if you do go into the squad hub, you can obviously change and see what we go for here. So for instance, if we was to have a look at Højlund here, we're not getting rid of him, let's be real here. But once we go onto him, we can see as we go further down, we've got him here. And obviously you've got add to transfer list, view offers, block any offers. So for instance, we know that we're going for, say, Bruno. We want to see him to the end of his career. We could block all offers that might make him happy, that might not make him happy. So you've always got to be remembered that if you block all offers, they might not be fully equipped to go with Man U for the rest of their life. So obviously if we are looking at selling a player, for instance, just because we have got the kind of contract with Højlund now, we'll have a look. So we can go either from the start or here. We've got an offer of 29.6 million. Negotiation status, we need an answer, and the transfer type is transfer. So this is where we can either just straight accept. If we're really happy with the offer, that means he will go. We can reject and hope they put in another bid. We can delegate and then hope that the second assistant's going to do well, or we can actually negotiate it ourselves. So if we was to do this, we can obviously go and have a look, and we think, okay, the market value set at 31 million. We know 21, only been at the club for a year. We're going to potentially add a sell-on clause, propose a new transfer fee, or we could go for a player swap. So obviously if we're looking to sell potentially, we would go to this, and then what we would do is we can edit the value and say, you know what, you're not getting, like, it's a ridiculous offer, but sometimes you've always got to put it this way. We're gonna offer you 50 million. Is a young prospect. We don't particularly want to sell him, but if you give the right offer, we possibly could. So as you can see, they're not prepared to accept anything less than 50 million, and then they're going to go on with a sell-on clause of 2%. So they've still kept the normal fee. We're like, okay, we could stall it and wait and see what we can go with, or we can counter again. So we'll remove the sell-on clause, and then what we'll do from there, propose a new transfer fee, and we'll say, okay, we'll go 48. We can play hardball. Because we don't want to sell him, you naturally don't even have to entertain this. This is purely just to show you a negotiation standard here. Obviously, you've got the finalized here. They're willing to go up to 36.8. So to say that they've gone up an extra 7 million just from you doing it, you're like, no, we're going to obviously go with a new one. We're still going with this, but for the cheek of it, we're putting it back up to 50 million. Like, you've brought up your offer. More than likely, they won't agree to this because, obviously, it's so much over the market value. It is a game at the end of the day, so it's not necessarily going to be crazy. Obviously, we can see here we're optimistic. We're going to look at alternatives. So, obviously, they've gone away from it, basically, which is what you've got to do if you don't really want to sell him. But also, remember, you will potentially kind of hurt the player if they find out that you're trying to sell him. But that is kind of how you would sell players, as you saw with that 37 million. If I accepted that, he's gone. If not, then obviously you've kept him, and then you could still add him to the transfer list or get more offers as we go through. So that's really all you've got to do to sell your players.